What's going on, all you wild sous chefs out there? It's your two favorite line cooks back for Cinephellas. I'm Logan Myers, or I should say Chef Logan Myers. That's my good mate over there.
Hey, yo, cousin, it's me, Henry Hill, and we're back to review the all new second season just premiered. We binged it over this weekend on Hulu. Super excited for the show to return. The first season blew both of us away with its acting, writing, the score, everything about it. We loved the first season. So we were super excited going into the second season. How could it possibly live up to the hype? Did it? Find out now as we review season two of The Bear.
Gotta go hard every day. Gotta control the zone.
I love the name.
You don't remember the name.
Of course I remember the name.
We didn't even tell anybody
You
the name.
100% told me the name.
How could you remember the name?
How could they possibly top the first season? If you guys have been following the channel, you'll know that was our favorite TV show, brand new TV show of last year. So we've been anxiously awaiting season two to see, if it lives up to the first season, does better, does worse. And we were both super amped for season two to get released on Hulu and ended up binging it over the weekend. And obviously, we loved it that much. If you dive into stories and characters and just can't stop watching, that's how I felt about this. But essentially, season two picks up with the old restaurant that Carmy is putting together. They're wiping it all out, redoing it, making it look nice and fancy, and hitting hard times in the pandemic. And they kind of dive into where all the characters are at.
A look in during the pandemic times of their, restaurants having to close down, not getting a lot of business. So they really touched on that. They really bring you into that world and having to assemble kind of a new crew, this new vision that they have with Michael, Carmy's brother, late brother, leaving him all that money they found in the final episode of last season. It finally gives Carmy a chance to realize his dream to open up this restaurant that him and his brother had this, dream of opening up for all those years, and finally going to bring it to fruition. It's going to take cousin Richie. It's going to take all the chefs there, Jeff. It's going to take all the Jeffs, you can say. They really hit the ground running this season, just starting up, going into just how crazy this idea is and how massive of a business plan you need to open up a brand new restaurant. All the things you need, not only, a whole new kitchen, the staff, but all the financials of it, getting into that. And, the financials are going to be handled by Carmy's sister in this. Everybody has a role this season that they're going to have to take on, and everybody sort of evolves from where we saw them. They're running this sandwich shop, and now they have to be, real chefs. So they're going to have to branch out. Everybody has to up their game this season. Everybody's doing new things, and the story, it just, hits the ground running, and no characters left behind. Even the minor players, get kudos. Marcus, we see him visiting his, mom at the hospital. It hits you right in the feels from the get-go, and it never lets you go throughout this second season. It really goes for the emotional impact, really gets you drawn into these characters, each and every one of them. Focuses on Carmy, and we get some phenomenal episodes, one after the other this season. There wasn't a bad episode out of these 10 episodes, and there were some like really great episodes within these two.
Absolutely. Just from the get go of the season, you see all the things they're going through financially. They're trying to put, all the money together, how they're going to afford $200,000 in, appliances and remodeling and drywall and electrical, all adds up, as we know. So they're trying to figure that out. So it's very stressful from the first episode all the way until the end. And it really, captures what a company or a kitchen goes through to a rebranding or a new image for customers to come in and check out the food. And doing this during a pandemic is crazy because you have restaurants that have been open 50, 100 years closing because they just don't have any business because of the pandemic. So opening up a brand new restaurant during this is just ridiculous. And it really dives into that this season with each character having, their own specific, unique role. Marcus, episode 4, he goes to Denmark, Copenhagen. He learns how to make desserts with Will Poulter's character, which one of my favorite episodes. Marcus is always kind of in the background, the big teddy bear, was there trying to bake new treats and stuff like that. But he goes there and learns, the proper way as a pastry chef would learn, like how it's a science. It's not easy to do. And when you see the final product, it looks like a piece of art. It's beautiful. But his character, his episode 4, one of my favorites. Sydney had her own episode. She's kind of the co-chef of the new restaurant, The Bear, and dealing with Carmy. And I really liked her story as well, and what she's looking for, and what happened with her family. And the rest of the characters. Richie, I think, was episode 7.
Yeah.
One of my favorite episodes is him learning how to work in a real fancy restaurant. He's kind of the tough Chicago guy that we all know, people that are from here. No bullshit, always smoking cigarettes, but he's wearing a suit. He's all dressed up. He's learning proper ways to run a kitchen, run a restaurant, and it really dives into that and how much of a better person he is. And then obviously Carmy, what he's going through. This guy does not like pleasure in life, does not like happiness, and he's dealing with a lot of trauma and stuff he's been going through. More importantly, from episode 6, which was probably my favorite episode of the season, with a lot of Hollywood A-listers showing up. I'm not going to spoil anything, but you can see why he is the way he is.
What an episode, a flashback to the Berzato family Christmas. Back when Michael was still alive, Mom was there, the whole family. We've heard of, several A-listers joining on. We're not going to spoil any of that for you guys that haven't seen it yet, but man, what an episode. You see why Carmy is the way he is. You can see why all his family trauma has, affected him in this way, and why he acts like he does, why he has anxiety, why this, company, The Bear, and this restaurant that he's opening up means so much to him, and why he takes it so hard each and every step, that kind of, everything that kind of falls apart moving up when they're trying to meet this insane deadline. At first there was going to take, 9 to 12 months, but then they kicked it up. Let's do it in 6 months. So it just amps up the pressure, everybody's anxieties at a 10. And this episode, the Fishes, it's called, with the family, some of the greatest, best acting on television I've seen, really. This is up there with one of the, best shows of all time, episodes of any series. It's going to win a ton of awards. I'm not going to say who my pick is, because that'll spoil who it is, but we can say they've won some other statues recently. We'll go with that. But an intense episode. Once they sit down for the meal, you have a couple characters arguing. Michael, John Bernthal's character, arguing with another one. It just ramps everything up into a 10, and then it explodes at the end. It's a phenomenal episode from start to finish. It shows everybody why they are. It shows Richie, his wife, when she was still around, how they got along, how everybody sort of got along within the family. And it really carries over into the rest of the season. After that episode, it goes right into Richie's episode, where he has to kind of get his shit together. The character arcs during the season are really phenomenal, from where they start to where they end up. And, you see characters grow, and then you also see Carmy, grow throughout. He meets a girl, Claire, somebody that really, knows him from his past and really cares for him and really believes in him. And he really, takes a liking to her too. Really sweet girl, but with all the anxiety and the stress ramped up, not everything goes smoothly as the season ends. But man, I was blown away by this season. This is one of the best seasons I've ever seen, and that's saying a lot, coming off of episode 1 with this all new show.
And there's a lot of messages and themes here, like most TV shows, but this one, more importantly, is really trying to find your true calling in life, your happiness, and it really dives into that with each character, trying to find their true calling. Richie's 45 years old, as he says numerous times. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing with his life. He has a daughter. His relationship ended with the mother, so he's really miserable and just getting by. And this really dives into that episode 7, trying his, find his true happiness and calling in life. So that's what I took from it. Really great storytelling here. Great, phenomenal acting. Jeremy Allen White, come on. Lip Gallagher, my favorite Gallagher, just killing it. It's getting better and better with age. Aging like a fine wine as well. And of course, the ensemble, the supporting cast, Sydney, Marcus, of course, Richie, the sister, Tina as well. She was another great character in this as well. They dive into her going to chef school to learn how to properly cook and cut. Just all the characters, it all works. They're all rooting for one another. They want this to succeed, to be successful during the pandemic. They want to put out original, unique, plates and food that people are going to pay some money for. And then you really find out how that all works out in the final episode. Again, I don't want to spoil anything. I want you guys to check this out, but really blown away by this. Watch this in 2 days. Each episode's about 30 to 40 minutes. One episode's a little longer, but a very bingeable show. Really amazing, outstanding season 2 for me. Again, one of the best TV shows out there. Check it out. So I am giving season 2 of The Bear. Come on. 5 out of 5. Carmy. Hair pieces.
It brings you into the culinary world, you know, from me being somebody outside that, you being much closer to that. It brings me into that world. I can see the artistic, you know, the artistry here with this world and this cast and everybody. Christopher Storer, the director, creator, bringing you into this world and like showing you just how much of a science it is and getting prepared for this and what everybody has to know in the kitchen there. And then, you know, going all the way to serving the food, getting everything right, treating your customers. You really see everything in this season 2. It's a phenomenal season from front to start. Great character arcs and a phenomenal message here. You know, follow your dreams. It's not going to be easy, but it's worth it in the end. Even if it's, you know, even if you don't make a ton of money, follow your dreams. Do what your heart tells you to do. You know, you're going to be happy for doing that if you follow your dreams, and don't ever give up on them. That's the main message here. I was blown away again by the second season. What they've crafted here is something, you know, perfect for this time where we're at in this world, these characters, this world that Christopher Storer has created, the score that he uses, you know, the songs. You know, some shows rely heavily on songs and it feels kind of like you're watching a music video. With this show, the way he puts it, you know, to the scenes, it really adds to the story and adds to these characters and adds to the depth of the story here that he's created. I was blown away by this season. I can't say any more about it. You guys are going to love season 2. It's amazing. I can't wait to see season 3. It sucks we're going to have to wait a little longer now with the writer's strike, but it'll be well worth it. I'm sure season 3 is going to be, you know, a blast and continue this awesome show. And we'll see how it picks up from the way things end at the season 2. We'll see more of this amazing world. So with that being said, I'm going to give season 2 of The Bear a perfect 5 out of 5 Richie hair pieces. Jeremy Allen White, he just vibes with people that are, you know, smoke around him and have that Chicago vibe. It's just, he just fits the world so much.
Yes.
And both of us live in there, you know, just the show is very Chicago.
Yes, it captures Chicago beautifully. I you know, throw a lot of hate at Chicago, but you know, it's a beautiful city and culture, food, music, everything. But obviously food's a big part of it. And it really capture that, just the way that it's filmed, the score, the music, is really fantastic in this, and it really feels like you're there. Any people out there, if you ever want to check out the real place, Mr. Beef, it's in River North neighborhood. So if you're ever in Chicago, check it out. So we want to hear from all you aspiring chefs out there. What did you like about season 2 of The Bear? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to stab, subscribe.
And also don't forget to check out our website, Cinephellas.com, and also follow along with us on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for all the latest and greatest TV movie news and reviews. Well, let's get back to the kitchen. We got to amp up the game here, and we got to compete with The Bear, we'll say.
Should I go toss in beef Wellington, and it'll be about 45 minutes to the window, chef?
Thank you guys for watching our review of the second season of The Bear. Until the next Cinephellas TV review, I'm Chef Henry.
Chef Logan Brazado signing out until the next TV review. Cheers!